Welcome to the Tranquil Mind. Let me ask you something. How many of us actually know the correct way to drink water? We often think of water as just water, something so simple that we barely give it a second thought. But what if I told you that how you drink water, yes, the very technique and timing, could be affecting your health in ways you'd never imagine? Did you know that improper hydration can contribute to issues like digestive discomfort, skin troubles, and even chronic fatigue? That something as seemingly ordinary as water could play such a profound role in your daily well-being? In Buddhist and Ayurvedic teachings, there's a deep wisdom about how to drink water mindfully, with balance and purpose. This isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about nourishing your body in a way that brings harmony and health. Today, we'll reveal the secrets of mindful hydration, showing you how to unlock the hidden benefits of water that most people miss. So, join us as we explore this journey toward a healthier, more balanced life, one sip at a time. The Guru's journey began on a quiet, sunlit morning as he traveled through winding paths, bound for a distant village nestled in the heart of the hills. This was a place where life moved slowly, where people lived simply, and where modern conveniences had yet to find their way. But despite the tranquil appearance, the villagers faced a quiet crisis. Many suffered from persistent ailments that clouded their days with fatigue, digestive issues, and general discomfort that no amount of food or rest seemed to cure. As word of the Guru's arrival spread, villagers gathered around him, drawn by tales of his wisdom and insight. His presence was calming yet powerful. The people saw in him not just a learned teacher, but a guide whose knowledge touched both body and spirit. He was there to help them understand that sometimes answers to life's biggest problems lie in the simplest practices. One villager, an older woman named Lila, approached him first. She shared how she often felt exhausted, her body achy and her energy fading as if life itself was slipping away. Another, a young man named Arun, shared that he was plagued with constant stomach discomfort that hindered his work. As each villager spoke, a common thread began to emerge. They were all struggling with issues that seemed to stem from within, but were so subtle that they'd come to accept them as part of life. They didn't realize these ailments were signs that their bodies were calling for balance. With a gentle smile, the Guru spoke, his words flowing like the cool, soothing rivers that ran through the valley nearby. Life, he began, is often shaped by things we take for granted, like water, the most basic, essential element of our existence. We are made of it, rely on it, yet we seldom think about how we use it. Water can be life-giving, yet if we ignore its nature, can leave us feeling tired, weighed down, and disconnected. The villagers looked at each other, surprised. They had never considered that something so simple as water could play such a transformative role in their health. Sensing their curiosity, the Guru continued, weaving a story that would forever change the way they viewed this vital element. The Guru told them of a time, long ago, when his own health had been frail. As a young man, he had experienced many of the same struggles they described. I sought the answers far and wide, he said, believing that perhaps some exotic herb or hidden medicine was the cure. Yet, as I learned from my own journey, the answer was much closer, within the very water I drank. Through mindfulness, I discovered that water, when used with awareness, can heal. And so, I devoted myself to understanding its rhythms, its timing, its power. The villagers listened intently as he went on, explaining that while water is universally essential, its effects on the body shift depending on how, when, and in what quantity it's consumed. This was not just about quenching thirst, but about nourishing the body on a deeper level, in harmony with its natural needs. There is a rhythm to drinking water, he explained, a way to approach it that respects both the body and nature. Drinking water mindlessly, rushing through it as if it were a mere task, leads to imbalance. It's like trying to nourish a plant by drowning it, or depriving it of the moisture it needs. Each sip we take has the power to energize or drain, to bring life or to disrupt it. As he spoke, He shared some timeless principles, practices handed down through generations, rooted in both Buddhist and Ayurvedic wisdom. He started with the importance of sipping water. Rather than gulping it down, he encouraged them to drink slowly, savoring each sip. When we sip water slowly, he explained, our body has the time to absorb and benefit from it fully. Think of it like rain falling gently onto parched soil. It nourishes, rather than washing away. When you gulp water down in haste, it's as if a storm has poured onto that soil, leaving it disturbed and deprived. The villagers nodded, beginning to understand. Next, he told them of the importance of posture. He instructed them to drink water while seated, never standing. When we drink while standing, he said, it creates a shock to our system, can disrupt our kidneys and throw off our balance. But when we sit and take a moment, we align ourselves with nature, allowing the body to receive water gently, as it's meant to. The guru's teachings were like seeds planting themselves in the villagers' minds. He shared how he had learned that drinking water first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach, had powerful cleansing effects. This simple act, he said, flushed out the body's impurities and prepared it for the day ahead. By drinking water as the sun rose, one could mimic the earth's own rhythms, helping to reset and restore. Lila, the older woman who had been troubled with fatigue, raised her hand and asked how she could avoid the fatigue she often felt after drinking water. The guru smiled and explained the concept of timing. He encouraged her not to drink large amounts all at once, but rather to spread her water intake throughout the day, never exceeding what her body needed. Drinking too much water at once, he explained, could overwhelm the kidneys, leading to an imbalance. It is not just the amount, he said, but the respect for the body's natural rhythm. Arun, the young man with stomach troubles, asked why he often felt bloated after meals, even if he drank water afterward. The guru pointed out that drinking water right before or immediately after eating could dilute digestive enzymes, hindering the process of digestion. Imagine you are lighting a fire to cook a meal, the guru explained. If you pour water on the flames, they will struggle to stay lit, and the meal will take much longer to prepare. In the same way, your stomach's fire, your digestive power, needs a chance to work. Drinking water too soon smothers that fire. Instead, drink water an hour before or after eating, allowing your body to process each act in its own time. The guru's words resonated deeply with everyone. This wasn't just about avoiding discomfort. It was about harmonizing with the body's natural rhythms, respecting its needs as an interconnected whole. The teachings continued as he shared insights on the temperature of water. He advised them to avoid icy water, which forces the body to work harder, slowing digestion and leading to imbalances. Cold water is like the winter chill, he said. If we bring it into our bodies, it shocks the system. Lukewarm or room temperature water, on the other hand, flows in harmony with our natural warmth, helping everything to work in ease and alignment. The villagers were astonished by the depth of wisdom in these teachings, realizing that these small changes could bring them closer to the balance they had been seeking. The guru then spoke about water's symbolic role in mindfulness, a simple act, often overlooked, that could transform daily routines into moments of peace. Drinking water with mindfulness, he explained, was akin to meditation. He encouraged them to close their eyes before each sip, to take a deep breath, and to bring their awareness fully to the moment. By doing so, they could cultivate a sense of gratitude, a reminder of the life-giving force that water provides. Water, he concluded, is not just a necessity, it is a gift. With every sip, we honor life, respect our bodies, and reconnect with nature's cycle. To live mindfully means to engage with even the smallest acts, bringing awareness to all we do. When you drink water with mindfulness, you not only hydrate your body but nourish your spirit as well. The villagers sat in silence, absorbing the wisdom the guru had shared. They felt an inner transformation beginning, a sense of purpose in even the most ordinary moments of their lives. And as the guru bid them farewell, they left with a newfound reverence for water, not just as a physical need but as a path to inner balance and well-being. They began to understand that every element of life, no matter how simple, could become a source of healing and peace when approached with intention and respect. And so, each of them returned to their daily lives, but now with a profound lesson: that water, when approached mindfully, had the power to rejuvenate, to heal, and to bring harmony to their minds, bodies, and spirits. Through these timeless teachings, they found a new way to live, one where even the simplest act of drinking water could connect them to a greater sense of life's purpose. As the guru continued his teaching, he delved deeper into the profound impact of water on our bodies, illuminating its central role not only as a physical necessity but as a bridge to harmony and balance in our lives. His words, though simple, carried a resonance that made even the most ordinary acts feel sacred. Water is more than a drink. It's the lifeblood of our being, he began, capturing the crowd's attention. Our bodies are nearly 60% water. This isn't just coincidence. It is nature's design, reminding us of our close connection to the earth and its cycles. Just as rivers flow to nourish forests and keep ecosystems thriving, the water within us flows to sustain our cells, organs, and minds. It is through water that we can purify, renew, and connect. To emphasize his point, the guru shared the essential functions of water within the body: digestion, cellular regeneration, joint lubrication, detoxification, and more. Each system depended on water to function, he explained, just as each plant in a forest relies on the river to thrive. Imagine a world without rivers, without rain. The land would turn dry and barren, and life would fade. The same thing happens within our own bodies when we lack water. With each example, he linked these scientific facts to spiritual principles. In Buddhism, we learn about the need to honor and respect the body as the vessel of our journey. To care for the body with reverence is to cultivate mindfulness, because our physical health reflects our spiritual state. If we neglect this vessel, we not only bring imbalance to our health but also cloud our inner peace. He paused, observing the faces of his listeners, who were leaning forward, absorbing each word. They had started to understand that hydration was more than a routine. Each sip was an act of self-respect, a way to honor the body they had been gifted. The guru then moved to discuss signs of dehydration, pointing out that the body speaks to us in subtle ways, asking for balance. When we experience fatigue, dry skin, headaches, or sluggish digestion, these are signals. They are gentle reminders from the body that it requires water to function harmoniously. He described the feeling of tiredness that sets in during the day, a heaviness that people often mistake for simple exhaustion but is, more often than not, the body's plea for hydration. Many people turn to coffee, tea, or sugary drinks for energy, but these do not truly address the body's need. It's like giving a wilted plant a splash of colored water. It may look different, but it does not thrive. Real energy, true vitality, comes from water, which nourishes every cell without burdening the body. The guru explained that dry skin is another common sign, as the skin, the largest organ of the body, depends on water to stay soft and flexible. In the same way that the earth cracks and becomes barren without water, our skin loses its vitality. When we hydrate, our skin renews, our appearance softens, and the vitality we radiate becomes a reflection of inner balance. Next, he spoke of sluggish digestion, a problem many people face yet seldom link to water intake. The stomach and intestines, our organs of digestion, are like a mill that needs fluid to function smoothly. Water aids in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and expelling waste. When we lack water, this process slows, leading to bloating, discomfort, and even toxicity over time. He went on, describing how dehydration affects more than just the physical body. It affects our mind, our emotions, our sense of clarity. The mind and body are deeply connected. When we don't hydrate properly, the brain feels the effects too. We become foggy, irritable, unable to focus. Water helps to clear the mind, just as rain clears dust from the air. By listening to our body's needs, we can cultivate clarity, serenity, and balance in our minds. This theme of balance was central to the Guru's teachings, echoing Buddhist philosophy on the middle path, a way of life that avoids extremes and cultivates harmony. Just as in meditation, where we find peace in stillness, in mindful drinking, we find balance by listening to the body's natural rhythm. To bring the lesson full circle, the Guru shared with the villagers simple ways to recognize their hydration needs and respond with mindfulness. He spoke of paying attention to the color of their urine. A light color, he said, was a sign of good hydration, while a darker color indicated a need for water. The body, when listened to, speaks clearly. He reminded them, we just need to learn to interpret its language. He encouraged them to observe how their skin felt and looked each morning, how easily they could focus on tasks, and how light or heavy their bodies felt. Dehydration affects every part of us, but it creeps in subtly. We must train ourselves to notice these small changes, to respect these signs. Drawing on this idea of respect, he concluded with a call to action. Each time you drink water, bring your awareness to it. See it as an offering to the body, a gesture of gratitude. This mindfulness is more than a practice. It's a path to deeper respect for yourself, a way to keep the body in balance and the mind in peace. Hydration isn't just about survival, it's about honoring life. In that moment, the villagers felt a shift in their understanding of something as simple as water. They saw that water, though abundant and seemingly ordinary, was a treasure, a gift deserving of mindfulness and gratitude. Through the Guru's words, they began to grasp the concept of harmony, of giving back to the body with each sip they took. This understanding resonated deeply within them, as they realized that true balance wasn't just found in what they drank, but in how they approached each act in life. With that, the Guru's teaching became more than advice. It became a way of life, a daily reminder that every action, no matter how small, could be transformed into a moment of mindfulness and respect. As the Guru continued, he introduced the concept of moderation and timing, emphasizing how, in something as essential as water, balance is everything. He began by explaining the importance of understanding that while water is crucial for life, each person's body has unique needs, daily intake guidelines, a personal approach. Many of us have heard the standard recommendation, drink 8 glasses of water a day, the Guru said. But remember, every body is different. Some of us may need more, others may need less. This isn't a rule, but a guideline. Listening to our own bodies is the key. He encouraged the villagers to think of hydration as a personal journey, one that required attention and intuition. Just as each of them had unique health needs and life experiences, their hydration needs also varied. Climate, activity level, age, and even emotional state could impact how much water a person needed. The Guru advised a general guideline to aim for about 2 to 3 liters of water each day, or around 8 to 10 glasses. But he reminded them that mindful observation was more important than rigid adherence. If you feel tired, if your mouth feels dry, if you find your skin lacking vitality, these are signs your body is calling for water. And if you feel overfull or uncomfortable, that may mean you've taken more than you need. Pay attention to these signals. He emphasized that thirst itself is a natural guide, a reminder of our connection to the rhythms of nature. The sensation of thirst, he explained, is the body's way of gently guiding us, like a whisper reminding us of what we need. The art of slow drinking, sipping water mindfully. The Guru then moved on to discuss not just how much water to drink, but how to drink it. He explained that one of the most powerful ways to improve health and digestion was to take small, slow sips rather than large gulps. Water, when rushed into the body, can create a shock to the system, overwhelming the kidneys and diluting stomach acids necessary for digestion. He explained. To illustrate, he asked the villagers to imagine the experience of rushing through a meal, gulping down food without tasting it. When we eat in this hurried way, we miss out on the enjoyment and nourishment that food can provide. The body struggles to keep up, digestion becomes strained, and energy is drained. In the same way, he explained, the body benefits from slow, deliberate sips of water. By allowing each sip to be absorbed fully, we give the body time to utilize it, directing it where it's needed most. Imagine, he said, each sip is like rain falling gently on parched earth. If the rain falls too quickly, the soil cannot absorb it, and it simply washes away. But when rain falls slowly, the earth can absorb it deeply, nurturing the roots and providing life. He suggested that villagers pause before each sip, holding the water in their mouths for a moment, allowing it to mingle with saliva. This simple act not only aids digestion by initiating the digestive process in the mouth, but also brings a sense of calm. Just as we bring mindfulness to each breath in meditation, we bring mindfulness to each sip, grounding ourselves and honoring the body's needs. Timing is key. When to drink and when to pause. Next, the guru shared the importance of timing, explaining that even something as beneficial as water could be disruptive when consumed at the wrong times. He emphasized that when we drink matters just as much as how much we drink. Water is most beneficial when taken between meals, providing the body with hydration without interfering with digestion. He said. He then pointed out 3 specific times to avoid drinking water for optimal health. Before meals. The guru explained that drinking water just before eating could dilute the stomach acids needed for proper digestion. Imagine trying to cook a meal on a small fire. He said, if you pour water on that fire before the food has even started cooking, the flames will struggle, and the food will take much longer to prepare. Drinking water before meals, he added, puts a similar strain on the body's digestive fire, making it difficult to break down food effectively. Immediately after meals, the guru then spoke of the common habit of reaching for water as soon as a meal is finished. While it may feel like it helps wash down food, it can actually slow down digestion. He compared it to pouring water over a freshly lit fire. When we drink water immediately after eating, it's as if we are dousing the fire of digestion, making it harder for the body to absorb nutrients and process food efficiently. He recommended waiting at least 30 minutes to an hour after eating before drinking water, allowing the digestive process to run smoothly. This small change, he assured them, could have a remarkable effect on energy levels and nutrient absorption. Before bed. Finally, the guru advised against drinking large amounts of water right before bed. At night, our bodies are designed to rest and rejuvenate. He explained, drinking too much water before sleeping can disrupt this process, causing you to wake frequently to use the restroom. The kidneys, too, must work through the night, when they should ideally be resting, much like the rest of the body. He suggested limiting water intake in the late evening, allowing the body a peaceful night's rest. By respecting this rhythm, we not only improve sleep but allow the body to restore itself naturally, without interference. Water as a ritual, creating mindful moments. As he concluded this portion of his teaching, the guru encouraged the villagers to view water intake as a mindful ritual, rather than a mindless habit. He spoke of the power of creating small rituals around drinking water, moments where they could connect with themselves and the present. Take each sip as a reminder, he said, of your commitment to health, your respect for this body, and your connection to life. Drinking water mindfully is an act of gratitude, a pause in the day where you acknowledge the gift of life. He suggested beginning the day with a glass of water, taken slowly and intentionally, as a way to awaken the body and mind together. This small act sets the tone for the day, he said. It reminds us to stay grounded, to listen to our needs, and to honor ourselves. Just as we meditate in the morning to bring peace to the mind, we can begin with water to bring peace to the body. The guru's words had a profound effect. He transformed something as ordinary as drinking water into an act of mindfulness, a way to align the body with nature's rhythm and a means to cultivate balance and respect. Through his teachings, the villagers began to see hydration in a new light, realizing that even the simplest acts, like taking a sip of water, could be powerful tools for well-being when approached with care, awareness, and intention. And as they looked forward to adopting these practices, they knew they were not just drinking water, they were honoring life itself. The guru gathered the villagers closer, preparing to share the next level of his wisdom on the art of drinking water mindfully. In Buddhism, he began, mindfulness is not just a practice, it's a way of being. The way we drink water may seem trivial, yet it offers us a powerful opportunity to cultivate mindfulness, awareness, and respect for our bodies. With this thought, he introduced a seemingly simple but transformative practice, sitting down to drink water. Have you ever noticed, he asked, that when we sit down, the mind naturally begins to calm? In Buddhist teachings, sitting posture is fundamental. It brings us back to a place of presence, grounding our energy and quieting the restless mind. The guru explained that when we stand and drink water, our bodies remain in a state of alertness, and our organs remain tense. The stress from standing, however subtle, makes it difficult for the body to absorb water fully. He likened it to trying to fill a container that's constantly in motion. Imagine pouring water into a moving cup, he said. It splashes, spills, and hardly retains the fullness it could have held if it were still. As he spoke, the villagers began to see how simply sitting down created a pause, allowing the body to relax and the mind to settle. In this way, they could make even the act of drinking water a mindful experience, aligning body and spirit in a simple yet profound gesture. Let's try it now, the guru suggested, motioning for the villagers to sit on the ground and take a sip of water. He encouraged them to feel their connection to the earth, their bodies resting in stillness. The effect was immediate. They felt a sense of calm, as if the very act of sitting created a space of peace around them. Notice how your muscles relax, he said softly. Feel the difference as you take each sip. Sitting down brings a sense of completeness to the act of drinking water, as though we are fully honoring what the body is receiving. He went on to explain that in Buddhist philosophy, posture is a reflection of intention. When we sit down to drink, we communicate to the body that we are fully present, fully engaged, and respectful of its needs. Drinking becomes a moment of meditation, an act of gratitude. One villager, an elderly man named Kiran, spoke up. Guruji, he said, I often feel rushed and anxious, even while doing simple things. But just now, as I sat and drank, I felt a peace I haven't known in years. The guru smiled. You see, Kiran, this is the power of mindfulness. Even the most ordinary actions become sacred when we bring awareness to them. After guiding the villagers through the experience of sitting, the guru introduced another technique to deepen their practice, the 4-second rule. He explained that before swallowing each sip, they should hold the water in their mouth for 4 seconds. This may seem small, he acknowledged, but this brief pause allows us to connect with the water, to fully appreciate what it offers before we take it into our bodies. In meditation, we learn the importance of pauses, the space between breaths, the silence between thoughts. Similarly, holding water in our mouth for a few seconds brings a moment of stillness and intention to our experience. He encouraged the villagers to think of this practice as a mini meditation, a way to bring awareness to their body and calm their mind with each sip. Holding the water allows the mouth's natural enzymes to mix with it, aiding digestion, while the act itself quiets the mind and invites presence. Imagine, he said, that you are rushing from one place to another, your mind filled with thoughts, your energy scattered. Then you pause, take a sip of water, and hold it for just a few seconds. In that moment, everything slows down, the mind calms, the body feels refreshed, and the spirit finds peace. He illustrated this with an example. He described a young woman who often felt overwhelmed by her responsibilities, her mind constantly racing from one task to the next. One day, while taking a hurried sip of water, she remembered the guru's advice. She stopped, sat down, and took a sip, holding it in her mouth for 4 seconds. Immediately, she felt a sense of calm. It was as if those 4 seconds became a sanctuary, a break from the rush of life, bringing her back to herself. As we sit and hold the water in our mouths, we give ourselves a chance to reset. The Guru said, "Those few seconds create a moment of silence, like a breath within a busy day. When we swallow, we do so with full awareness, appreciating what we have taken in." The Guru then shared more about the benefits of drinking water mindfully. He explained that by sitting, pausing, and savoring each sip, we reduce the body's stress, allowing it to digest and absorb the water fully. When we gulp water down quickly, the stomach and kidneys are overwhelmed, struggling to keep up with the sudden influx. Think of it like watering a garden, he said. If you flood the plants with too much water at once, the soil cannot absorb it, and the water simply runs off. But if you water the plants gently, with small amounts at a time, the soil absorbs it, nourishing the roots and giving life to the plants. Similarly, he explained, our bodies respond best when we treat them with the same gentleness. By sitting, pausing, and sipping, we invite a sense of ease, allowing the body to process and benefit from each sip without strain. The Guru emphasized that this mindful approach to drinking water could have transformative effects beyond physical health. By slowing down and bringing awareness to the act, we develop a habit of mindfulness that can be applied to every area of life. When we take the time to drink water mindfully, we teach ourselves patience, presence, and gratitude. He said, these qualities extend into our interactions, our work, and our inner life, bringing peace to each aspect. The villagers nodded in agreement, seeing how these simple techniques could impact not just their bodies but their spirits as well. For them, the Guru's guidance had transformed water, a basic necessity, into a practice of mindfulness and self-care, a ritual to connect with their bodies and cultivate inner peace. The Guru knew that adopting new habits could be challenging, so he shared practical advice to help the villagers incorporate these teachings into their daily lives. He encouraged them to start each morning by sitting with a glass of water, taking their time with each sip. This first glass, he said, is a gift to your body after a night's rest. By beginning the day mindfully, you set a tone of calm and respect for the hours ahead. The Guru suggested setting small reminders to pause and drink water mindfully during the day. Use these moments as a break from the rush of life, he advised. Each sip can become an oasis of peace, a chance to return to yourself. Finally, he invited them to reflect on the journey of water, the rain that falls, the rivers that flow, the hands that bring it to their table. With each sip, he said, express gratitude for the water and the life it brings. By doing so, you honor the interconnectedness of all things. Through these tips, the villagers found ways to carry the Guru's wisdom with them, weaving mindfulness into the fabric of their lives. They saw that water was more than sustenance. It was a teacher, a guide, and a reminder of the simplicity and beauty of the present moment. And so, with every sip taken in stillness, every pause held in mindfulness, they experienced a new connection to themselves, a newfound respect for their bodies, and a gentle reminder of the peace that lay within them. The Guru's teachings had shown them that true nourishment came not just from the water itself, but from the awareness with which they drank it. This simple act, when approached with intention, became a source of inner harmony, a testament to the power of mindful living. To illustrate the power of these mindful water practices, the Guru shared stories of individuals who transformed their health and well-being simply by incorporating his advice. These were not mythical tales, but real examples that resonated with the villagers, showing them that even the simplest changes could bring profound results. The Guru began with the story of a young woman named Meera, who, like many professionals, had been drawn into the fast-paced rhythm of modern life. Mira worked long hours at a demanding job in the city, often skipping meals, staying up late, and drinking coffee to get through her endless tasks. As the pressures of her career increased, so did her stress, and before long, her body began to show signs of wear. Mira noticed that she was constantly fatigued, and her digestion was suffering. She experienced frequent stomach aches, bloating, and an uncomfortable heaviness after meals. Her skin lost its glow, her energy was low, and she began to wonder if this was simply the price of success. But deep down, she felt there had to be a way to bring back the vitality she once enjoyed. One weekend, she decided to take a short retreat to recharge and, by chance, met a teacher who introduced her to the art of mindful hydration. The teacher noticed her exhaustion and asked about her habits, including how she drank water. First, Mira was puzzled by the question. Wasn't drinking water just about staying hydrated? But as the teacher shared the principles of mindful water consumption, Mira realized that she had overlooked a powerful tool for healing. The teacher suggested that Mira begin by adjusting her daily water intake. Instead of gulping down large amounts at random times, she was advised to drink smaller amounts throughout the day, focusing on quality over quantity. Mira learned to take small, deliberate sips, sitting down and taking a few deep breaths before each drink. She was encouraged to see water not as an afterthought but as a source of nourishment and calm. Over the following weeks, Mira committed to these changes, and the effects were remarkable. Her digestion improved, her energy levels stabilized, and she noticed a greater sense of clarity and calm at work. The stress that had once overwhelmed her began to fade, replaced by a grounded feeling that allowed her to handle her responsibilities with ease. By slowing down and bringing mindfulness to each sip, Mira discovered that water wasn't just a tool for hydration. It was a means to restore her mind and body. For the villagers listening to the guru's tale, Mira's story was eye-opening. They recognized that even the busiest person could find relief and transformation by embracing mindfulness in the simplest of daily routines. The young woman's journey showed them that health and balance weren't out of reach. They could begin with small, meaningful acts. The guru then told the story of Hari, a retired craftsman who had spent most of his life working with his hands, carving intricate designs from wood. As he aged, Hari began experiencing a range of health issues: chronic fatigue, joint pain, and skin that had lost its youthful elasticity. He found himself feeling stiff and sore, as if his body were growing older by the day. Frustrated with his discomfort, Hari sought advice from numerous doctors and tried various medications, yet nothing seemed to bring lasting relief. One day, in a chance conversation with an old friend, he heard about the guru's teachings on water and decided to give it a try. Skeptical but willing to experiment, he began following the guru's guidelines with a simple daily ritual. Every morning, before breakfast, Hari would sit in his garden, surrounded by nature, and drink a glass of warm water. Slowly and mindfully, he paused to appreciate each sip, imagining the water nourishing his tired cells and refreshing his joints. This small ritual soon became a treasured part of his day, a moment of calm and connection to himself. Over time, Hari noticed surprising improvements. His joint pain eased, his skin regained a healthy glow, and he felt more energized throughout the day. The daily ritual of sitting and drinking water became more than a habit. It was a source of healing and joy. Hari realized that his body had been yearning for gentle care and mindful attention, not just quick fixes. By the time the guru finished Hari's story, the villagers were captivated. Hari's transformation showed them that mindful hydration could renew even the most tired bodies, helping them rediscover health and vitality. The guru's stories had given them hope that they, too, could experience such changes, regardless of age or background. Inspired by these stories, the guru offered practical advice, rooted in Buddhist mindfulness principles, to help the villagers incorporate these habits into their own lives. He shared several tips that were easy to adopt, even for those new to mindfulness. The guru explained that gratitude is central to mindfulness. Before each sip of water, he encouraged them to pause and offer a simple thought of thanks. "This water sustains you," he said, "and it has traveled through nature's cycle to reach you. Acknowledge its journey and express gratitude for this gift." This act of gratitude, he explained, is a way of connecting with the present moment. It serves as a reminder that every sip is precious, not to be taken for granted. The villagers saw that even this small act could bring a sense of reverence to their daily routines, creating a mindful space that brought calm to their minds. The guru encouraged the villagers to establish a personal water ritual, something they could look forward to each day. He suggested starting each morning by sitting down in a quiet place, taking a glass of water, and drinking it with full awareness. Let this be a time of calm, a moment where you greet the day with intention, he said. By dedicating a few minutes each morning to this mindful act, the villagers could anchor themselves, setting a tone of peace and respect for the day ahead. To reinforce the importance of slowing down, the guru reminded them of the 4-second rule, holding each sip in their mouths for a few moments before swallowing. He explained that this pause allowed them to fully experience the water, savoring its coolness and appreciating its nourishment. The guru likened this to a mini meditation, where each sip became an opportunity to connect with the senses. This practice, he said, not only aids digestion but also serves as a reminder to be present, to bring mindfulness into each action. The guru emphasized the importance of listening to the body's natural cues for thirst and hydration. He reminded the villagers that everyone's needs are different, and there is no strict rule that applies to all. Instead, he encouraged them to pay attention to their own bodies, drinking water when they felt the need rather than following arbitrary guidelines. "Your body is wise," he said. "It will tell you when it needs water, when it needs rest, when it needs care. The more you listen, the more you align with its natural rhythms." By honoring these signals, the villagers could build a stronger connection with themselves, cultivating trust in their own intuition. The guru suggested that at the end of each day, the villagers take a few moments to reflect on their mindful practices. He encouraged them to consider how they felt, noting any changes in their energy, mood, or overall well-being. By reflecting, they could deepen their mindfulness, reinforcing the benefits they experienced. By the end of the session, the villagers were inspired, eager to put the guru's advice into practice. They realized that health and mindfulness were not distant goals but accessible practices, woven into their everyday lives. Through Mira's story, they saw the power of mindful habits to transform stress into peace. Through Hari's journey, they discovered that even in older age, health could be revived through gentle care and awareness. As they left, they carried with them a renewed sense of purpose. They understood that water, though simple, held the key to balance and vitality. With each sip, they would remember the guru's words, turning their daily acts of drinking into rituals of mindfulness, gratitude, and self-care. And through these rituals, they found themselves on a path of healing, not just of the body but of the mind and spirit. In this way, the guru's wisdom became a living presence in their lives, guiding them toward a future filled with peace, health, and harmony. The villagers had learned that true wellness was not about distant achievements or complex treatments. It was about bringing presence and respect to even the smallest actions, starting with something as simple, yet as powerful, as water. This daily reflection, he said, could become a source of motivation, a way to appreciate the positive impact of their mindful water habits. It reminded them that transformation was possible, one sip at a time. The guru's teachings on mindful hydration, though rooted in ancient wisdom, have found resonance in modern scientific research. As he began to share these scientific insights, the villagers were captivated. They realized that these practices, which had seemed so simple, were validated by science and could bring powerful benefits to their health. The guru explained that, in recent years, scientists have begun to study the impact of hydration on various bodily systems. They have discovered that the way we drink water affects more than just our thirst. It has profound implications for digestion, immune function, stress management, and even mental clarity. This is why mindful hydration is so powerful, he said. It is not just a routine but a way of nurturing the body and spirit, echoing the same wisdom that Buddhism has taught for centuries. He then shared 3 main areas where science and Buddhist teachings align on the benefits of mindful hydration: digestion, immunity, and stress relief. The guru reminded the villagers of one of the most foundational aspects of mindful hydration: taking small, deliberate sips. He explained that scientists have found that drinking water slowly and in smaller amounts aids the digestive process, allowing the stomach and intestines to work at their best capacity. When we take large gulps of water, especially while standing, we create unnecessary stress for the digestive system. He said, studies have shown that large, rapid intakes of water can overwhelm the stomach, diluting the digestive enzymes needed to break down food. By drinking water slowly, scientists have found, we allow these enzymes to retain their potency, aiding in smoother and more efficient digestion. In one study, researchers observed that individuals who drank water at a slower pace experienced fewer issues with bloating and indigestion. This aligns perfectly with the Buddhist principle of samatha, or tranquility, which encourages taking time in every action, fostering a sense of ease and relaxation that benefits the body as well as the mind. Just as Buddhist teachings advise patience and mindfulness, science confirms that drinking water slowly helps the body process it more effectively. The guru encouraged the villagers to see each sip as a gift to their digestive health. He likened it to caring for a delicate plant. When you pour water slowly onto a plant, it has time to absorb and nourish itself deeply. But if you pour it all at once, the water may overwhelm the roots, and much of it will be lost. Our bodies are similar. By drinking mindfully, we allow them to absorb and benefit from each drop. The guru then turned to the topic of immunity. He explained that, according to scientific research, staying well hydrated strengthens the immune system. Hydration helps maintain the health of mucous membranes, which act as barriers against pathogens, and supports the circulation of white blood cells that fight infections. One study he shared showed that individuals who maintained proper hydration were less likely to experience colds, flu, and other common illnesses. This connection between hydration and immunity echoed the Buddhist practice of maintaining balance and harmony within the body. By taking care of our hydration needs, we cultivate an internal environment that supports health and resilience. The guru also explained that the immune system functions best in a body that is free from inflammation and stress. When we drink water mindfully, pausing and being present, we not only hydrate our cells but also reduce stress, a factor that can weaken immunity. In Buddhist teachings, mindfulness and calmness are seen as essential to overall health, providing a foundation for the body's natural defenses to operate without interference. By practicing mindful hydration, the guru said, you are fortifying your body's defenses, nurturing an environment where illness cannot thrive. This is the way of Buddhism, to find strength not through force, but through harmony and respect for the body's natural rhythms. The guru's final point on the science behind mindful hydration focused on the benefits for mental clarity and stress reduction. Scientific studies have shown that dehydration can significantly impact cognitive functions, leading to issues like memory fog, reduced concentration, and increased irritability. When the body is dehydrated, the brain cannot function at its best, causing a feeling of mental fatigue. One particularly compelling study found that individuals who drank water mindfully, taking a moment to pause and savor each sip, experienced lower levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. By reducing cortisol, mindful hydration brings calm to the body, helping to alleviate stress and promote a sense of well-being. The guru explained to the villagers that in Buddhist practice, drinking water mindfully mirrors meditation, where each breath and moment of awareness brings calmness to the mind. When we pause to drink water with attention, our bodies relax, and the mind becomes clearer, free from the tension that builds up throughout the day. When we drink mindfully, the guru continued, we create small moments of peace. This peace is not just a luxury. It is essential to our well-being. It is a gift to the mind and spirit, reminding us to pause, breathe, and reconnect with ourselves. In this way, water becomes a bridge to inner clarity. As the guru shared these scientific findings, he highlighted how they underscored the ancient teachings of mindfulness, patience, and respect for the body. The villagers began to see that Buddhism's guidance on drinking water was not only practical but deeply attuned to the needs of the human body. This is the beauty of ancient wisdom, he said with a gentle smile. It has stood the test of time because it is rooted in understanding the human experience. Science now confirms what Buddhist teachings have long held true, that mindful actions bring harmony to the body and peace to the mind. He encouraged the villagers to see science as a tool that sheds light on the practices they were learning, offering concrete evidence of the benefits they could experience through mindful hydration. The villagers felt a renewed sense of purpose, realizing that by following the guru's teachings, they were participating in a tradition that bridged the wisdom of the past with the knowledge of the present. Inspired by this merging of science and spirituality, the guru shared several practical techniques to help the villagers deepen their practice of mindful hydration. Just as in meditation, setting an intention before drinking can transform the experience. The guru suggested that the villagers take a moment to breathe deeply and reflect on their intention to nourish and care for their bodies before each sip. This small act of intention setting can reduce stress and foster a positive mindset, contributing to overall health. The guru introduced the idea of using simple affirmations while drinking water, such as, I am nurturing my health, or this water brings me strength. By combining positive thoughts with hydration, they could reinforce their immune system and create a mental atmosphere of healing. Another practice he shared was to visualize the water traveling through their bodies, reaching each cell and rejuvenating them. Visualization, he explained, is a powerful tool in Buddhist meditation that helps cultivate awareness and focus. By visualizing hydration, they could enhance their connection to their bodies and make the act of drinking a meditative experience. To further reduce stress and calm the mind, the guru advised taking a few deep breaths between each sip. This technique not only supports relaxation but also encourages mindfulness, slowing down the pace and allowing each sip to be fully experienced. Finally, he encouraged them to end each day with a moment of reflection on their hydration practices. By thinking about how mindful hydration affected their mood, health, or energy, they could reinforce the positive changes and deepen their commitment to this practice. Through these insights, the villagers saw the profound connection between ancient wisdom and modern science, understanding that the benefits of mindful hydration went far beyond physical health. By following the guru's advice, they were not just adopting a routine, they were embracing a path of mindfulness, respect, and balance that harmonized body, mind, and spirit. They left the gathering with a new appreciation for the power of mindful drinking. They saw that each sip could be an opportunity to nurture their health, reinforce inner calm, and connect with a tradition that honored life itself. The guru's teachings had transformed their perception of water, and through this practice, they found a deeper sense of gratitude, presence, and well-being. And so, with every sip taken mindfully, the villagers embarked on a journey where ancient Buddhist principles and modern scientific understanding came together, guiding them toward a life of health, clarity, and peace. As the guru finished his teachings on mindful hydration, he turned to the villagers with a warm smile, sensing their eagerness to put this wisdom into practice. Now that you understand the importance of drinking water mindfully, he said, I invite you to take on a challenge, a practice that will allow you to experience these changes firsthand. He proposed a 12-day mindful water challenge, a commitment to integrating everything they had learned into their daily lives. This challenge, he explained, was not about strict rules or unattainable standards. It was an invitation to bring awareness to their hydration habits, to honor their bodies, and to discover the potential for transformation in the simplest acts. Before you begin, the Guru said, I want you to set a clear intention. Think about why you are taking on this challenge. Is it to improve your health, to find more peace in your day, or simply to practice mindfulness in a new way? He encouraged them to take a few moments each morning to reflect on this intention, reinforcing their commitment to the challenge. Your intention is like a compass, he explained. It will guide you through the 12 days, reminding you why you began and keeping you grounded in your practice. The villagers nodded in understanding, realizing that by setting a clear intention, they would approach the challenge not as an obligation but as an act of self-care and respect. The Guru then outlined a simple yet powerful daily routine to follow during the challenge. Each day would begin and end with mindful hydration practices, creating a ritual that anchored their day in awareness and balance. Start each morning with a glass of warm water. Sit down in a quiet place, take a deep breath, and bring your attention to the glass in your hands. Drink slowly, savoring each sip, and visualize the water as a source of life and renewal. This morning ritual, the Guru explained, would awaken the body and prepare the mind for a mindful day. The Guru advised them to carry a bottle or cup of water with them as they went about their daily activities. Each time they felt the urge to drink, they would pause, take a deep breath, and drink mindfully, following the 4-second rule. This simple habit would help them maintain hydration throughout the day without rushing or neglecting their body's needs. Before bed, he suggested a final reflection. Think about your day, he said. How did mindful hydration affect your energy, your mood, your body? By reflecting each night, the villagers could observe the small changes and positive shifts that arose from this practice, reinforcing their commitment and helping them track their progress. The Guru encouraged the villagers to pay close attention to any physical or mental changes they noticed during the 12 days. Think of yourselves as explorers, he said. You are discovering how your body responds to mindful hydration. He guided them to focus on specific areas that were likely to show improvement. The Guru reminded them that mindful hydration could aid digestion, reducing issues like bloating and heaviness. He suggested observing how they felt after meals, noting any improvements in comfort and digestion. He explained that hydration plays a significant role in skin health. By the end of the 12 days, the villagers could expect to see a natural glow, smoother texture, and reduced dryness. He encouraged them to observe their skin each morning, paying attention to any visible changes. With consistent, mindful hydration, he assured them that they would likely experience increased energy and mental clarity. He suggested tracking their energy levels throughout the day, noticing whether they felt more sustained energy and less need for stimulants like caffeine. Finally, the Guru encouraged them to observe any changes in their mental state. Mindful hydration has a calming effect on the mind, he said. You may find that you are less prone to stress, more patient, and able to focus with greater ease. He reminded them that the effects of mindfulness are often subtle but transformative, building gradually over time. Some changes may be immediate, while others will emerge slowly. Allow yourself to observe without expectation, letting each day bring its own lessons. To help them stay connected to the challenge, the Guru suggested keeping a journal. Each night, they could jot down any observations, thoughts, or reflections from the day. This practice, he explained, would serve as a mirror, allowing them to see how far they had come and deepening their awareness. He encouraged them to write openly, noting not only physical changes but also any insights or feelings that arose. Sometimes, he said, the most profound changes are those that happen within, in the way we see ourselves and our lives. By journaling, you capture these moments, creating a record of your journey. The villagers saw the value in this practice. They realized that the journal would not only help them track their progress but also serve as a source of encouragement, reminding them of the small victories they experienced along the way. As the Guru spoke, he noticed the excitement building among the villagers. He sensed that they were eager to share this journey with each other. so he invited them to meet each evening at the same spot to discuss their experiences. This journey is one of personal transformation, but it is also a shared path. He said, "When we come together, we learn from each other's insights and strengthen our commitment." He encouraged them to be open with each other, sharing both the challenges and the successes. If one villager struggled with a certain aspect of the practice, another might have advice or encouragement to offer. Through this sense of community, they would find support and motivation, enriching their individual experiences. The Guru explained that while any positive change is beneficial, the true power of mindful hydration emerges through consistency. It takes time for the body and mind to adjust to new habits, he said. The 12-day period allows you to experience the cumulative effects of this practice, embedding it into your life in a meaningful way. By dedicating 12 days, the villagers would not only form new habits but also give their bodies the chance to heal and rejuvenate. As the practice became part of their daily routine, they would be more likely to carry it forward beyond the challenge, making mindful hydration a lifelong companion. As the 12-day challenge came to a close, the Guru encouraged the villagers to celebrate their journey. He reminded them that the challenge was not about perfection but about progress, about honoring their bodies and spirits with awareness and care. On the final day, he invited them to gather once more, to reflect on their experiences and share their stories. "This is a time to honor the commitment you have made," he said. "Reflect on the insights you have gained, the changes you have felt, and the connection you have deepened with yourselves." Some villagers shared how they had discovered new levels of energy, while others spoke of the calmness and clarity they experienced. Many had seen physical improvements in their skin and digestion, and all had felt a renewed sense of connection to themselves and the world around them. The Guru concluded by reminding the villagers that sometimes the most transformative changes come from the simplest actions. "Water is a humble element," he said, "but when approached with mindfulness, it becomes a source of healing, of life, and of peace." He encouraged them to carry forward what they had learned, integrating mindful hydration into their daily lives as an ongoing practice. The 12-day challenge had been a beginning, a doorway into a deeper understanding of themselves and their health. As the villagers returned to their homes, they felt a renewed sense of purpose, inspired by the changes they had experienced. They knew that each sip of water could now be a reminder of this journey, a journey of consistency, awareness, and gentle transformation. Through the Guru's guidance, they had learned that even the smallest habits, when approached with intention, could bring about profound and lasting change. As we conclude this journey, let's pause to reflect on the profound role water plays, not just in nourishing our bodies but in nurturing our spirits. By drinking water mindfully, we are embracing a practice that fosters both physical health and inner peace. This simple act becomes a powerful foundation for mindfulness, reminding us that small, intentional habits can bring transformative change to every corner of our lives. Imagine the ripple effect of these moments of awareness. When we take the time to honor something as essential as water, we begin to approach other parts of our lives with the same respect, patience, and gratitude. This mindful approach can deepen our relationships, sharpen our focus, and bring harmony to our daily routines. We invite you to take on the 12-day Mindful Water Challenge and see how it transforms you. Notice the shifts in your energy, clarity, and sense of calm. And as you embark on this journey, we encourage you to share your experiences with us in the comments below. Your insights might inspire someone else on their path to mindfulness and wellness. If you're eager to explore more about weaving Buddhist teachings into everyday life, don't forget to subscribe to the Tranquil Mind. Together, let's continue discovering the beauty and depth that mindfulness can bring to each moment. Thank you for joining us today, and may your journey be filled with peace, health, and awareness.